I was having a conversation with a group of friends about scheduling social media posts, and I mentioned a new tool that I had not seen before called Edgar, which you can find at MeetEdgar.com. And Jackie asked me, why would you use Edgar over something like Buffer or Hootsuite? Now, Buffer and Hootsuite are great at scheduling social media. One thing that they do very well is Buffer is purely focused on scheduling social media. Uh, Hootsuite is sort of a combination of looking at what's currently happening on your social media and scheduling updates. But neither one of them effectively manage old updates. And so Edgar's focus is on taking a library of social media, scheduling it, and putting that into your social media queue so that you don't have to worry about what's going out in your current content. Now, just as a point of reference, Edgar works with Facebook pages, and Facebook groups. And those, by the way, are only Facebook groups that you either are an admin or you own. It works with Twitter, and you can have multiple Twitter accounts if you so happen to need that capability. LinkedIn profiles and LinkedIn pages. Now, unfortunately, they're not doing Google Plus, which I think they're still working on. And just as a point of reference, also, Buffer works with Twitter, Facebook, as well as groups, pages and groups, LinkedIn profiles and pages, just like Edgar. But they also do Google Plus and Pinterest. And since we're talking about the different services, Hootsuite also does Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, which is different from all the previous ones, Google Plus, YouTube, Foursquare, which surprises me. Does anybody post to Foursquare anymore? Never mind. And LinkedIn as well. So there's a lot more services with Hootsuite. But I think the quick answer to Jackie's question is, if you want to just fill up your queue with great social media stuff, Edgar's the way to do it. Now, the negative aspect is Edgar starts at $49 a month. There is not a free plan for Edgar, although they do periodically give you 14-day trials and 30-day trials. I'm currently on a 30-day free trial. With the $49 plan, you get 1,000 posts in your library and 10 social media accounts. So you can, any combination of social media of the ones we've mentioned before. The more expensive plan is 5,000 posts in your library and 25 social media accounts. Buffer, I believe, is $10 a month, and I believe Hootsuite is also $10 a month if you want more than the free basic plans that they offer. Now let me show you Edgar. Edgar is focused on the library, and you can have different categories of items in your library. I've just started using it, so I haven't really filled this up very much, but Inspirational, for example, has 2 posts in it, and you can see that I've got that set up for these different accounts, and it has an article and an image. Now, right now, the article and the image don't match, but let's not worry about that, right? Interestingly enough, this My Blog Post category is filled up from an RSS feed. So you also have the capability of bringing in RSS content. I know you're going to have products and services or maybe affiliate products that you want to sell, and so maybe you would fill up your promotional category with those kinds of items, and that way they would cycle through. Maybe you serve your customer by posting questions or tips. You can customize all of these categories. They have some default ones like inspirational and questions and tips, but you can start filling in your own categories. And then when we talk about the schedule, you'll see how those all work. And I haven't filled in any of the other things yet. So the way Edgar works in terms of filling up your queue, let me just jump over to the schedule. So you can specify your schedule, and in an example like Monday at 7:20 a.m., it's going to pick something the top post in the inspirational/funny category. And if I move my cursor, you'll see that it's going to post to all of those different accounts at 7:20 a.m. So what you're doing when you create something, I'm going to add a time slot, is that you pick the accounts that you have set up, you pick a date and a time and a category. If I picked inspirational funny and 9 o'clock on Tuesday, and I only want that to go out to these accounts, what it's going to do at that time is pick the top item in that category and post it at 9 o'clock. It will take that item that it's posted and put it at the bottom of the category, and so that item will eventually filter back up to the top. Again, Buffer and Hootsuite don't keep those things around. You have to manually go back and grab all those things if you want them to repeat. I think Hootsuite does some repeating, and I think if you pay for the Pro, there is a little bit of ability to do repeating, but you still have to keep managing that in both Buffer and Hootsuite. Now, I've never used Hootsuite to any great degree, so I may totally not get that. But Edgar's focus is maintaining a library of items for your social media, filling that library up and posting what you need at a certain date and time, and then you set it and forget it, as they say. I had a friend who was telling me about his usage of MeetEdgar, and he said he hadn't touched it since, or his social media since September or something. So he'd gone for several months without having accessed his social media. Now, obviously, if you want to be current, you're going to go in with Twitter and Facebook, and you're going to look for people to have a conversation with, and you want to engage them. But with something like Edgar, you don't have to worry about filling your queue constantly. Edgar does that for you. So that's the big selling point here. There's a whole bunch of other different topics to cover with all of those, and I'm not going to dive into them. I was just kind of answering Jackie's question about why you would use Edgar over Buffer or Hootsuite. Hope that answers your question, Jackie. I'm Planet Mitch from planet5d.com, also at smartbusinessplanet.com. Love to have a conversation with you in either place or on Facebook and Twitter. I am @PlanetMitch on Twitter. Let's have a conversation.